A tamed Snapdragon 8 Elite in a surprisingly slim body with big numbers for the mAh, along with a large high-resolution display and software to take good advantage of it. This is the best Android tablet that money can buy today. This is the OnePlus Pad 3. But wait, why does it say OPPO on it? If that is your question, well, that's because OPPO basically launched the same tablet twice in China. The OPPO Pad 4 Pro, which is priced slightly higher, is aimed at the offline market, whereas the OnePlus Pad 2 Pro, that's slightly cheaper, is meant to capture the market online. Guys, there is only one difference between these two tablets, and that's the logo you're seeing right here, the brand name. I mean, I'm not kidding. Go on to GSM Arena, compare both tablets and click on differences. There's nothing. Build, design, internals, it's all identical. I mean, color options are different, but that's pretty much it. And now this same tablet, to further complicate things, it's getting launched globally as the OnePlus Pad 3. In China, both models do ship with ColorOS, so the software is identical too. Now, if you were wondering why I paid more for the OPPO version of it, well, that's because the branding here looks so nice. It says OPPO or Odo, depending on how you look at it. And just looks so, elegant. You're not buying it? Fair enough. My friend got me a better deal on this. That's basically the reason I got this instead of the OnePlus. Now, regardless of which one you pick up, what you get is the tablet itself, a leaflet, a USB Type-A to Type-C cable, and finally a 6 to 7 watt charger. Now, before we jump in and take a closer look at this tablet, if this is your first time here or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, and let's get started. This is a large tablet. To give you some perspective, it's about the same size as an A4 sheet of paper, in case you wanted to know if it would fit in your bag or something. Now, this tablet is also 100 grams heavier than the OnePlus Pad 2, and this is because the display size is larger, it's now 13.2 inches, and also the battery capacity has substantially gone up. As you saw earlier, it's now 12,140 mAh. And the battery life on this guy, it's been absolutely amazing, probably the best I've experienced on any tablet so far. From a build perspective, the camera, it's now been moved from the center to the corner. I'm not a fan of this move because the camera at the center kind of made the OnePlus Pad 2 stand out a little bit. This feels like pretty much every tablet out there. And the sides are more angular now, they aren't rounded anymore, which I feel is a step back ergonomically. What do you think? Do you prefer the build and camera placement of this tablet or the OnePlus Pad 2? Leave a comment below that like button. Now guys, this is still a metal unibody design, and this time we get the pogo pins to the back. You'd use these to connect to a keyboard, and this time they seem to have done a great job with that keyboard. The trackpad especially, it seems to be very large, even more so than Apple's implementation. Now the USB port to the bottom, it's USB 3.2 Type-C, and it supports video out. That said, you can only mirror, and given the non-standard aspect ratio, you are going to end up with black bars with most displays you mirror to. Now talking about the display here, like I said, this is a 13.2 inch panel. It's IPS LCD, the bezels are pretty even, and everything's sharp given the 3.4K resolution. The 144Hz refresh means everything feels fluid. Now ColorOS only lets you choose between 60, 144Hz and auto, but on a per app basis, you do get more options, which I think is cool. Now this display, it's pretty bright, outputs 900 nits under auto mode, which by tablet standards is excellent. It covers 100% of the DCI-P3 color gamut and does come with wideband L1 certification. The 7:5 aspect ratio, while it's great for productivity, it does leave you with black bars for most media. That said, watching movies and videos on this tablet, it was still a great experience, especially given the quad speaker, quad tweeter setup. Now the audio output, rich and loud, here have a listen for yourself. Now the standard for tablet speakers to me is the iPad Pro. Now these don't sound quite as good, but they're almost there, but I wouldn't say they're better than the Pros. But definitely the speakers here are way better than what you get with the iPad Air M3, the 13-inch version. And when you say gaming, you literally can't cover all the speakers up. So I'd rate the experience excellent. Now talking about gaming, here's the best part about this tablet, the chip on the inside. This is the first tablet to sport the Snapdragon 8 Elite, something that we've only been seeing on phones so far, because with tablets, given the fact that Apple's throwing in desktop class SoCs that Android brands can't compete with, most of them tend to compromise and not go with Qualcomm's latest chip. Look at the recent Tab S10 series. Samsung chose to go Dimensity with them. And while that Dimensity chip is pretty darn awesome and benches close to the 8 Gen 3, when it comes to things like emulation, especially Windows emulation, Qualcomm does offer better driver support that gives Qualcomm an edge over MediaTek, even though the numbers are more or less close. So the 8 Elite here, from a performance perspective, I'd consider it a big plus. And given all the surface area available, OPPO, OnePlus, they seem to have done an excellent job with the thermals. After a 20-minute stress test, the temps peaked at a very cool 36 degrees, and that too only in this area far away from where you'd be holding the tablet. I was also very surprised to see a stability score over 75%. This is gaming phone territory. And given the low max temperatures and the fact that the area where there is heat is not somewhere you'd be holding the tablet, I'm sure OnePlus or OPPO can push this even further. Now, will they do it? That's an entirely different question, but the potential is there. Now guys, to be fair, a 13-inch tablet, it's definitely not the optimal form factor to hold and play on for long periods. But hey, if you wanted to, you can. Now barring this, you do get LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4 storage, so the specs are top-notch. ColorOS even offers super resolution and frame gen options for gaming here. With the regular day-to-day, the transitions, the animations, they're very fluid, they're very smooth. Now with a tablet as big as this, it is very important to take advantage of all that screen real estate. And ColorOS, it's done a fantastic job at that, having 3 apps open at once, jumping between them. The experience was very smooth. Now here's another thing I found super cool. The Pad 2 Pro does have stylus support. This stylus works via Bluetooth and pairs and charges by magnetically attaching to the top here. You can just tap on screen and start taking notes, and when you're taking notes, depending on the pen you're using, the actual writing feel changes. As in, using a pencil and using a pen, they don't feel the same. I really enjoyed that part of the experience. Now, in China, the Pad 2 Pro starts at 3199 RMB. Converted prices should be on screen now. And given this is about half the price as an iPad Air M3, I feel with this 13-inch form factor, that's kind of the demographic that OPPO and OnePlus are targeting. I even feel that's one of the reasons why they've changed the design a little. Even the user interface kind of has its similarities with iPadOS, right? And by the way, OPPO's even ensured that this tablet plays nice with Apple devices, whether it's accessing a Mac or transferring files to it, there's support for it. So the Pad 3, Pad 2 Pro or the OPPO Pad 4 Pro, whatever you want to call it, it seems like great value. In fact, I can only think of 3 reasons why you should probably not consider this tablet. Number 1, if you cannot handle the size, if you want a smaller tablet, then you shouldn't really be looking at this. Number 2, as good as this panel is, it's still IPS LCD. So if you wanted an AMOLED panel, then you're gonna have to go a different way. And number 3, if you really want iPadOS, then you're gonna have to just get an iPad. Outside of these 3 reasons, I feel this tablet is a no-brainer to the vast majority of consumers. In fact, me personally, I fall under reason number 1. I prefer smaller tablets. I'd really love to see OPPO and OnePlus make a similar tablet in the sub 9-inch form factor. Something like the Y700, that would be super cool. Anyways, leave a comment below that like button, letting me know what your thoughts on this tablet are. And also, did any of you notice OPPO does not really like, using the number 4. They've got that tetraphobia thing going on. The number 4 is considered unlucky in China. It's very rare to see OPPO or OnePlus use the number 4 in their models. And the last time I can remember them using it was for the OnePlus Nord 4, Nord CE4. And the Nord lineup doesn't really exist in China. But outside of that, can you recall any other time OPPO or OnePlus used number 4 in any of their products, with the exception of this one? Let me know. I'm just curious. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Ash out.